Dad, what's the meaning of the birds and the bees? You know? Keep hearing about it. The turnips and the anise.
Whoa, Rusty, it's funny you'd bring that up.
The bird and the bee.
You see, the bird and the bee, it's a term we use to describe sex. Some would call it intercourse. That's what we used to call it back the age I was in, and boy did we really yearn for intercourse. There was very little intercourse from our era. And the only kind of intercourse you might run into would be, I don't know, probably when you're on the road on a holiday. What in the devil? Oh, here we go. Here's something. Well, look at this. It's feeling like a holiday already. In fact, let's go on a road. On our little staycation in our Airbnb. All right now. Yeah, we'll stay in that car, all right? Thank you.
Come to wish us luck. Yeah, so we're here, we're having the show, and we're gonna sign on.
We are 27 years away from the planet blowing us away. If you really don't want to stay, then go float off in the Milky Way. That's a revolution, man. It's trying to really understand. And the truth of our mission is to heal another vision. Join our passive revolution band. Join our passive revolution band. Join our passive revolution band. Come join our passive revolution band. Well, the status quo just can't stay. It's gotta go, get the hell away. Well, I tried to get me some peace today, but the future seems so far away. We're a passive revolution band. We're just trying to really understand. And the truth of our mission is to heal our division. Join our passive revolution band. Join our passive revolution band. Join our passive revolution band. Join our passive revolution band.
Okay, we're back. I've still got the macros going. Maybe I should keep those going. Yeah, so I see that we had our wonderful appearance by Mr. Doc Sunshine is out there in the universe, has made his presence known, and we're hoping to get Doc on the show one of these days pretty soon here. Like July, man, does that work for you? Last Monday, July? That'd be kind of fun, wouldn't it? We could probably do it outside. We're hoping to do tonight outside. Yeah, actually, let me take care of some business. We do have fundraiser is maybe mentioned in the description here for Scott and Annika, their lovely little doggy here. Let me see if I'll tell you what, I'm gonna go. Oh, look, we have someone wants to join this call. Well, look at that. It's our guest. Why, holy cow. It's the man.
In stereo.
What kind of mask is that you're wearing?
Receiver coming in loud and clear. Hey. Foxman.
Can you hear us? Do you see us? Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Marlon Brando. Can you,
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Hey.
Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Marlon Brando.
Hey. You got me. I'm Stella. Let me see. What was the other movie it was at?
Island of Dr. Moreau.
The Godfather. That's right.
Weren't you also in Hear No Evil, See No Evil?
Wait. Guys, did you say Marlon Brando?
Rex Tillerson, is that you?
Excuse me. Here, I'll put my.
So now I'm gonna calm this macro down, and we can talk a little more.
Okay.
control
that.
there.
That's Steve in the background, or is that like a... Is Steve there with you? Hey, Steve. It's good
Steve is there. Can you hear us all right?
I can hear you, kind of, but, you know, it's okay. Here, let me try to increase my volume somehow. But
We're hearing you great on our ends, if that helps.
that's good. I'm glad to hear that. Steve, I'm happy to see you because, you know what? You and Jeff got the youth of your hair still, which is absolutely wonderful to see. I mean, sometimes I dream about taking care of my hair, but I don't have any hair, and that's okay. But your guys' hair is still beautiful and it's still there. When it was long, I remember when it was shaved. I remember when your hair, when you had no hair, when you had lots of hair on your face. Anyways, I can wax on all night about hair, especially with my bald head. I can definitely wax on.
Well, now, isn't it true you could have a ton of neck hair if you really wanted to, couldn't you? Couldn't you invent the reverse mullet? Couldn't you like evoke a new level of mullet with what you got to work with? I mean, it could be incredible. No one's done it, and you'd be old into it, like a big fucking thick gray mullet out the back of your neck. No, is that possible? I'm trying to be an optimist here. Yeah, I don't know.
I'm an optimist too. I just, that's a fascinating idea, though. I've never thought about that before.
Well,
to contact my contractors and see what we can do.
Or the friar tuck was one that always appealed to me. Could you do the friar tuck? Yeah. Kind of the monastery and or can you get like the just a little slight bang in the front?
Right. Yeah. No.
Saint Francis. We were brought up loving Saint Francis of Assisi.
Did I ever tell you how I lost my hair?
Wasn't it that moment when you were like trying to get back at me and there was a weird science experiment that blew up and it like destroyed your hair and you were like, Kal-El, you're forever cursed. Oh, I'm getting that mixed up with a different story.
Yeah, because you know what? Here's the thing. Lex Luthor didn't even know who the hell Kal-El was. He knew who Clark Kent was.
Yeah.
KL. Yeah. He probably later on, after talking to Marlon Brando.
Sure.
Back to Brando again, of course.
It all ties back to Brando, doesn't it?
It ties back to Brando. Although in Superman 2, if you think about it, the Superman 2, not the director's cut, but the Superman 2, where they didn't use the scenes of Brando, and they used
the mother, because he'd already charged them like $1 million for like 10 minutes. He was like $1 million per 10 minutes.
Which is amazing.
It's good money if you could get it, right?
It's too expensive. Although, if you go with a director's cut, though, you have those scenes.
Mm-hmm.
And what's interesting is, I think it's in the movie Superman Returns with, it's not Brendan Fraser, I can't remember the name of the actor, but they use those scenes.
Yeah.
And it's wild. Of course, they have a new Lex Luthor, it's Kevin Spacey.
Oh, right. Well, now, so I was wondering, why did they never make a director's cut of Superman 3 with Richard Pryor? Because I think that was something special.
You may have lost some gems that were there.
I heard, you've heard about the Stanley Kubrick Eyes Wide Shut, that there was 27 minutes edited out that revealed the Illuminati and what he was really saying.
Sure.
And, as well as whatever's up with Kidman and her father and Cruz and all of that. But Scientology, yada, yada, yada. The point is,
so there's 27 minutes of Superman 3 that was edited out.
It's 28. I heard it's 28 minutes, and it revealed the best jokes ever of his career. And it was too much. It was like...
It was too much.
The world couldn't handle it. Pryor was on fire. Christopher Reeves is doing like, he's like playing his like weird, grizzled kind of, I'm not Superman anymore. There's nothing better than Chris Reeves playing grizzled, I'd betray Superman, screw this.
Yeah. No,
which I guess that was... Didn't he have sex with Pryor's, the secretary or something in that, right?
Yeah.
Is that the one, or is it two? Does he go bad in both of them, doesn't he, kind of?
No, just in three. Just
three. Three's the dark one, where he's like shooting peanuts at the people at the bar.
That's
awesome. That was frickin' awesome.
Well, that's what,
I could watch like 5 Superman movies on that.
They could have done an entire Superman. Yeah, you're right. An entire Superman movie on that.
And where's Bizarro? We never got our Bizarro.
We never got our Bizarro, and I wanted a Bizarro. I really, and that,
Tim Burton could have done Bizarro with Nick Cage. I think that's really what they should have.
Oh, totally.
That's what they were going for, wasn't it?
Easily, yeah. It would have had lots of lighting. I bet you lots of light effects.
I think it would have used a lot of like really basic, like 1995 Windows technology to make him look all like pixely.
Yes.
Right.
Exactly. Kind of like the Lawnmower Man.
Yes, yeah, and they probably would have had a Mr. Mxyzptlk. Did that ever pop up in Superman? They never did him.
Everybody wanted it. It happened in the television series. They did that stuff because they could.
They had a Mr. Mxyzptlk in the George Reeves television one. Is that right?
No, not that.
Oh, okay.
I love that you would love to go back to that. That would be amazing. But unfortunately,
Superman, I have a riddle for you. Shut up, Mxyzptlk, I'll smash you. It's like Reeves is a lot more he's like more primal than Adam West even, who we got to meet.
It's funny. It's like, okay, so if they were to have a Mr. Mxyzptlk character, who would it have been?
Who could have played him? I don't know.
Back in the 50s, 60s?
I know who could play him now. I think Cebula would have made Steven Cebula, our own bass player, would make a great Mr. Mxyzptlk.
You know who I think would have made it possibly? Not Jim Backus. I'm trying to think. There's another guy. The guy that was in.
You know who would do it now that would be great is Larry David. What I would give to see Larry David do that role, right? Okay, Superman. Now listen, I'm going to explain this to you again. You're so stupid. You know who? You're thinking of Harvey Korman, because it was a lot like, okay, dum-dum. It was, right? It was, what's his face from Flintstones? Who was that character? The alien that he played, Harvey Korman.
What's his name? Kazoo, the Great Kazoo.
The Great Kazoo. See, I think Mr. Mxyzptlk and the Great Kazoo had a lot in common.
Yeah,
similar.
Dum-dums. Yeah, no, that would have been. Oh yeah, that would have been great.
Which, by the way, if we get into this, I don't know if we've introduced the audience to this yet. Well, yeah. Oh, I was about to say, Dan PALODICHUK is here. We also call him Jim Melon from time to time. The one and the same. We're ripping the mask off. We are exposing ourselves. I'm gonna put my pants down in a second here. But yeah, this is who we really are. No makeup. But while we have your attention, I wanted to. I'm gonna switch the screen over for a second to another little a thing we're doing here. Where is it? It's this will set you up too, Dan. But we wanted to take a moment to get you over to the please to support Riley's second rescue GoFundMe donation. Scott and Annika have this wonderful dog. He's doing well. He is had his surgery, and Scott took him out today. We were talking on the phone, and he's pissing golden, beautiful piss. Just he's recovering, and so they got a little bit of a debt here. We can see, Stu Dodge has donated some, and I'm gonna go on the behalf of Trench Digger. I'm gonna donate right now because do this kind of thing. I'm gonna put 60, and if you really care about doing this kind of thing, 7140. Well, what the fuck is okay? Anyway, you do this. You do it publicly, and you show the code. All right, hang on a second here. I'll get that. How am I going to do this without exposing all my? Yeah, but I mean, wasn't that the point of Catholicism? Was to kind of like show off what you're donating to? Say like, hey, look at me, I'm generous, right? Wasn't that the point of it?
Well, I think it goes.
Look how generous I am.
Like papal dispensations, right? Like, hey, you can get into heaven.
There we go. We have.
If you give enough money, but
I think we've done it. I'm doing it. We'll see what happens. Yes.
They don't do it anymore, but
that's how easy it is. That's how easy it is to donate. Your donation wasn't successful. I gotta see customer care. Okay, that is my issue. But for all of you, I'm sure it's going to be much easier. And the link is in our page. And and I mean, what we're doing. I mean, come on. This is like $25,000 worth of promo we're doing here, right? Anyway, I got some things to point out. I got this other page in here, little thing called Wookie that we used to do way back in the day. And there's two albums. We got one at a time, and one's called Karen the Chimp. And Dan, what would you describe is the deal with those two albums? What, why, how, when?
If I remember correctly, so Karen the Chimp was our first album, and it was like our breakout album, as they would say back in the day, or today, I guess. And I remember this is what I really remember was when you were working on creating the tapes. So it's not like we sent the tapes to like a manufacturer, to like process all this stuff. You would do the tapes. I remember helping you fold the paper, right? I'll get to the music and all that stuff in a second, but just the process of making these tapes to send out to clubs and to promoters and stuff like that, it was a process. It was a long process. And I remember you actually individually using watercolors on the cassettes.
Yeah.
Am I wrong?
Well, I took this watercolor class at Western Oregon. Now, I didn't want it to go to waste. Not only did I use it for those cassettes and some special design labeling, but like there was once, do you remember Brad Brandt, not only my roommate in college, but our roommate in the mythical era when we met Cebula and all of that.
That's right.
A whole nother episode right there. But like,
I remember those days.
When Brad and I lived together in that place off Coburg Road, do you remember that?
I do.
Time I'll show some pictures, but it was like a Brady Bunch house, and there was an island in the middle, and I think I can say this now, we damaged the island, and it had like this weird paneling that you couldn't replace because it was from 1978 or something, right?
Yes.
So I got the watercolors right, and I matched it, and we painted some watercolor in to patch it in. And we never got in trouble for it. So
that's what we did at Morrison too. We had broken a door, And
did I watercolor that one too? A broken door.
Patched it up with a piece of wood.
Yeah.
And then you painted over it.
Oh, that's right.
It looked perfect. It looked amazing.
It's
just going back briefly to the Morrison Street Hotel since Steve is there.
Yes.
And it's still like one of my fondest memories was.
Let's see if I can dig some pictures up.
And I think you know what I'm going to talk about, Steve. Just a quick second, but one of my favorite things, and I got mad, but still though it was hilarious because it was very much out of the Brady Bunch episode. Was when you would put liquid detergent in the washing machine, in the dishwashing machine that we had. It wasn't like electric dishwasher, it was like soap detergent, and then it was just like the foam was like, it covered the kitchen. It was amazing, and it was just like, I couldn't believe it. But it was hilarious though too, because it was like late at night.
Hey, I don't know if, Dan, I don't know if you're able to see this, but are you seeing the screen of both of us and what we're sending you?
So I'm seeing the screen, but I'm seeing pictures. So I'm just seeing you and then kind of me and then...
Oh, so you don't see yourself with the computer screen on it right now then?
Yeah, I see that, but I can't
Okay, so keep your eye there. I have some stuff that we're going to play with here.
All right.
And I don't know how long you got, but I'll go late here.
Wow.
It's fine with me.
Groucho Marx and
yeah, that's kind of where it all started, wasn't it?
It's a sponge on top of his head.
that was our roommate Bradley Brad is where this who's been a guest of the show before. This was his attempt at Harpo.
Yes. That was a lot. That was a fun party.
Well, okay, so
it was Halloween.
It was a Halloween party. It was like that was the first year I was in AmeriCorps.
That's right.
Yeah. So like, I got some surprises here because I got a device that does slides and you can get negatives in color again, and it's just like. Yep. Isn't this stuff like, this is, right? Isn't this haunting?
Yeah, that's my room.
There's Rebecca Gordon and I, that's my birthday. Yeah. And thank God we're whited out because of how hammered I am there, but like.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Look at that, right?
I used to dress like that.
Right? It was the 90s. And I'm like, this is when my sister, okay, and then this is the night before, Mark Gastar, Mike Lupro. Yeah. That was Reed's girl. This is the night I thought no one was going to come to my party, and I was very mad. But then look, who's that over there in the background, I wonder? There's Clint and Steve and some young lady with flushed cheeks.
Is that you?
Yeah, possibly.
Is that Christy?
No, it's Cebula. There's our old neighbors, them, yeah.
I remember the neighbors, yeah.
Yeah, they loved you.
Yeah.
Daryl Craig.
Oh my God, yeah.
Adam Newland.
Oh my God, yeah.
Chris Willow. Will Peabody, Brad Brandt, and Teresa, my sister.
Speaking of Will, I saw Will back in 2015. That was the last time I saw him.
Yeah? Look at that. You like this one?
I like that one.
Who is that guy? That guy's out of control.
Nick Paulson, my God.
Oh, yeah. I think the man on the left is a judge now.
Yeah.
So what band is this?
I think that was the original Foo Fighters, but I think they were just called the Foo.
the new original Foo?
Yes.
The new originals.
Oh my God.
Yeah, that's...
Is that
well, there's Reed.
That's
the space room. And that's, yeah. Is that Matt Hall back there? Yeah, this is 90s, folks.
That's a great
Real
photo.
90s. Her and I just became Facebook friends again recently. There's Rebecca. Okay, enough of this madness. That's, That's, this security guard, do you remember him? Giving me the tip of the hat. No, that guy did not like, he like 86'd me a few times. He was, I can't remember his name, but he did not, I think it was a Dwayne or a Dwight. It's usually a Dwayne or Dwight working security. But anyway, enough of that madness. We should probably, holy cow, we're burning through the hour here, man. You got time to stick around?
I'm going to stick around. I got to go do one thing and then give me a second, okay?
Well, why don't you do that thing? Steve and I, we'll take an ad break. Steve and I will perform a song. We'll take another ad break and we'll come back with you and close it out. How's that sound?
That sounds great to me.
Let's do it. Dan PALODICHUK in the house from LA, joining the Peasant Revolution Band Variety Hour. Thank you so much. Having a great time.
It's great to see everybody. It's great to hear. You know what I mean.
Yeah, man. Welcome back to P-Town, and we're gonna take a little ad break, pay some bills here, and we're gonna do a song, and we'll be right back with Dan PALODICHUK after that.
Show with Danny Dell. It's the Danny Dell Show.
I want this one. There we are. Yeah, man. Yeah, that's close. Yeah.
There's a light, certain kind of light, never shone on me. I want my life to be live with you, live with you.
Some legends say that deep in the North Sea, a small, tiny remnant of an isle does indeed exist, and there's family there. Inhabitants, ancients, a place where the Ulsters and the Daggers, the Irish, share a common ancestry. That's the sound. Yes, this is the Skyrish.
Look! The Skyrish!
The Skyrish.
I'd like to tell you a story about my family. Fight!
There'll be 2 hits! Me hitting you, and you hit the ground!
Lassie, join us in Skyrish.
I am not properly attired.
Well, she's not public. Oh, Christ, no, she's not. Cassandra! Do you know the secret password, Lassie?
I do not.
Willst du mal reinhauen? Wenn das da kommt, dann musst du abwenden.
You don't need to risk the lives of all your men just to take care of a few Skyrish.
Hey.
You've come for the Skyrish.
Because they are like us. We're different. We've got Viking blood in us. Viking blood in us. Viking blood in us. Viking blood in us.
You Skyrish! What do you want? Aye. You know you're at the Castle of Edinburgh.
Go in peace, be killed.
Stay away!
Trench Digger Productions. The Skyrish. A new dramatization presented by Godfrey McGrath Stewart O'Cunningham. The
It's the Skyrish, I'm sure.
Before Dr. Bank, it's the Skyrish.
This guy, and we're back with Dan PALODICHUK, and he is just marveling at our work with the Skyrish.
That was wonderful. Thank you.
Oh, my pleasure. There's I don't know when they're actually going to have their series out, but they seem to have a new trailer every season, so they may never release the series, but they will have a new trailer for probably the next 5 years. There's a chance of that.
I look forward to it. I hear there's a version where they uncover the world below.
Well,
beneath Skyrish.
Well, the Skyrish is from the legend of Dogger Bay. I don't know if you know the whole Dogger Isle stuff, but rumor has it there might be a few new seasons coming up about Tartaria as well. So
very good.
We'll see. It's kind of like the Eastern Bloc version of the Skyrish. So Steve would be familiar with that. Steve, aren't you producing the Tartarian Skyrish project? Was that something we were putting together? I can't remember.
The erasure of the Tartarians.
The mud flood, yes.
Yes.
The mud flood. No one wants to talk about that. Especially people that live in Portland, I notice. No one seems to want to talk about the mud flood or Tartaria.
Yeah.
They want to talk about why I should probably be seeing a doctor more often and stuff. Strangely.
You need to see the doctor?
I haven't seen a doctor since 1973. I got to be honest with you.
I believe it. So when we used to live together, I remember like waking up. I was a morning person. You and Brad like to sleep in, but I remember the days you guys would get up. I remember when you worked for AmeriCorps, you would get up early. But it's funny because I still remember and still when I see you like in the mornings, and like when I'm in town and I come and visit you like in the morning time, I still remember you jumping into the back where we started, which here we go round again.
Oh, Do It Again by the Kinks, yeah.
Oh my God. And it's just like, I always still hear you singing that in my head. And it's just like, it's a great thing.
Oh, I appreciate that. That was a lot of, I was thinking about this, our particular age group. So if the audience doesn't know, Steve, Dan, and I all went to high school together, along with the thumbs up from Tom Nimsdale. And so we particularly were in this 84 to 88 block, without giving away too much. But I think it's an important period because we're like 13 and 15 when Bernard Getz was getting popular, and there was sort of this like urban decay, taxi driver world we were in.
Yeah.
Only to be followed up with the great Red Dawn by Michael Cimino, I believe. Guy used to put a gun on the table when he was talking to his actors. He's very much like Phil Spector, that kind of a guy. And so there's like a lot of bravado, a lot of materialism this stage, and also an amazing transformation of music, right? To go from kind of punk rock to new wave, and then to hair metal by the time we're seniors. To when we were roommates our freshman year, it was Milli Vanilli was all the rage. Blame It on the Rain.
It was.
Do you remember that?
It was Milli Vanilli but there was still the signs of the new wave were still there, and then you had the hair metal. I never liked the hair metal. To me, that always felt like a cop out because it's just like it always felt like it was just and not. Here I'm about to use the word extension, think like hair extension, but no, I'm not saying hair extension.
It was an extension of hair on some level.
On some levels, but it's funny because it's just like I wanted to have long hair back then. What
happened? Why did you old Central Catholic was your one ticket to do it, and you didn't do it, or you did?
I couldn't grow it.
Well, Steve did it. Steve did it.
Big.
Steve had a mane like a lion. It was glorious. Yeah. Like, I think I have pretty good hair, and I could get fucking nothing compared to what Steve had. That was like a proud lion in the jungle. But you had like a thing. You had like this. It's frizzy, but it got up there. It got tall. It was very tall. I remember.
Yeah, it got big, and it's just like there were people with their hair long. And
your hair was like static electricity. Like it had this sort of, it had a kind of an Einstein thing to it. People don't know this about you, but you had the Einstein for a while there. You could pull it off.
What's funny is I love that I brought up hair. Hair has now become like kind of the theme of this this one variety hour show.
Do we need to do a Calcils song maybe? Do we need to go back to the Calcils?
Yeah, I know.
Anyway, but yeah, you're saying.
Anyways, enough with the hair jokes.
Yes.
I'll pedal it back.
Well, I love it because I think it's silly. I think it's hair is like skin. It's like eye color. It's everything's beautiful, but it's also silly and on the surface too, right?
I want to just point out a wonderful time that I'm going to bring Steve into this again, and this is in the 90s, and I had gone over to where you were working. It was the first time I'd ever tried tapas.
Uh,
And you were working at this restaurant,
Cebula.
and you set me up with tapas, and the wine was a Spanish wine, and it was one of the best. I still remember it, and it's just like the way the wine flowed, the way it tasted, and just the experience I had. Thank you so much. It's still a memory that I replay in my mind over and over again of this time in the 90s of going downtown Portland and having a wonderful meal, and just, I don't know, your hospitality, Steve, I really appreciate it.
Cheers, man. No, that was you and Arvidas were.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yes,
I remember that. Oh my God.
Arvidas Sabonis used to be a client for Steve's restaurant quite a bit. Yeah.
That's right.
This was the Jailblazers era, and I might have photos of that too. But have you guys seen? There's my favorite podcast these days, by the way, is Rasheed Wallace and Bonzi Wells do a podcast with this guy.
Yes.
It is so good.
With
I can't remember his name. Is that
no one with Andre?
No, they have guests. I forget the main host guy. He's the podcast isn't his name, but yeah, I'm sorry I'm forgetting it. But great show.
Back then, I had the beard and the big hair, and who was the coach? Carlissimo.
Carlissimo, yeah. That's when we were doing Wookiee. We did they had a poster of that where we made you out to be like Carlissimo. Or maybe I can dig that up. I'm gonna dig that up. You keep going. I can dig that up.
I would go downtown, and specifically, I think it might have been the Portland Bite or one of the festivals downtown. People thought I was Carlissimo. For a brief moment, they thought I was Carlissimo, and the reason being is because I was wearing a jacket.
Right.
You know. And it was hilarious. People would come up to me like, Carlissimo, and I'm like, no, I'm not Carlissimo, but thank you, you know.
Oh, I wonder if it would be under, it should probably be in here, maybe. Oh, there's so much to dig through.
Carlissimo lived at the coin tower.
Look at this. Morrison Hotel. What's this all about? Here's some, that's what we were just through, wasn't it? There's a lot of stuff. Oh, yeah, and then there's this Carson Gravner stuff's pretty fun.
That's right. That's right, Carson, Gravner, and Melon. What, are we at Iodine?
Well, this is, so this is Jim Melon, your nom de jour, is that what they call it in France land, Frankenreich?
That's when you had...
Deutschsprache would call it Frankenreich. But so we Dan, Clint, and I created this fake persona thing called Carson Gravner Melon. Because look at me with a cigarette. That's great. Walk for This is a disgusting time in my life. I was really gross there. And you see all these. Yeah. Look at this. There's okay. So this is the first gig of Carson Gravner Melon. This is the first time we tried to pull this off, and the idea was that we were these three old crusty folk singers. Right. Look at us. We're only 25, but we're trying to pull off boomers, right? We were already kind of lampooning this was kind of our fake Eagles band, wasn't it? It's the Eagles got back together.
Well, here's something funny. So I think about that, and it's just
am I Glenn Fry?
Yeah. In the 80s and 90s, though, there was bands that had the acronym, right? GTR, guitar, right? Or
who's that guy?
Yo, and oh my God, that's
look at that.
Yep. Wow.
Look at that. You got the great. Look at So that is Brad Brown's Tastios on top of the fridge, I believe. And that looks like his pickles. You know, for a while, I think Brad was the only one buying groceries there. Right? You and I always ate out for most of it. So.
Yeah, we ate a lot.
Yeah.
Even for breakfast.
Yeah, so most of the cupboards were Brad. That was a horrible look at what I was doing to people. Come to my room. I hang out here. There I am with Elvis.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh my God.
That's Elvis.
We just had a big thing, I think, recently.
Did he? And there's Dan and there's Dan with hair. And big beard. See, you can fucking grow it long. That's so ridiculous. Look at you. You are a thick, Slavic kind of thing going on. And there's Groucho again. Yeah. All right. Well, enough of this. We're back to where we started from.
All right.
Well, so Dan, I'm so glad that you're sticking around to do this special episode where we're going to maybe go 3 hours or something. But while we got you, while we're hanging out, where you want to go? Is there anything you want to talk about, look at, any kind of?
No, you know what? I'd love to say 3 hours, but no, I should. I gotta get up and go to work.
Well, 22:12. It looks like you're stuck for at least another 28. So we got to make it at least an even 90. It's unfair to our audience if we don't get like at least. Well, how about would you do a song with us? We're try and pull this off live together. Why don't we try a little Tom Petty together? How's that sound?
That sounds great.
Nice.
Yeah? All right, let's see if we can do that. We can give it a shot. You are watching.
Tom Petty, though.
Well, this is I just did sound for Petty Fever, and I happen to remember how to mix. It appears the audience was happy, the band was happy, the client was happy. The three enemies I wake up with in the morning were all my allies by the end of the night, So it's kind of like it was a success. It was one of those nail it or fail. I nailed it, at least seemingly, until the manager, owner of the facility says you blew the subs and our equipment's screwed up, and one person says the worst gig you ever heard. I don't know, but we got some Tom Petty in us right now.
Wait a minute. What about, speaking of Tom Petty, not
Yes.
Tom Petty, but the other Tom.
Tom Lenz or Tom Nims?
Yeah. Tom Nims. We played at his wedding.
Oh yeah, that's right. That was Wookie. Wookie did 2 weddings. We did. That was Steve Cebula was a member of Wookie.
No. So
at that point, was it? Steve came in to replace Chris, who wanted to quit in general because Jeff's a pussy, I think was one of the things he complained about. And so we're like, well, no, dude, don't quit. We'll give you guitar. You play rhythm guitar.
Right.
And then he started to well, I'll drink more and consider it, and okay, I'll do it. And then Steve came in, and it just kind of continued to, it just did not gel in that. It was kind of like Nirvana with, when what's-his-face came in, right?
It's funny because
the guy from the Germs.
We started to headline, we played that one place, then we were naked that night, but...
Oh, right, the last gig, yeah, right.
But I want to
Well, you and I got naked. No one else got naked. I actually got literally naked, and you went whitey-tighties. Right? Or did you go full naked?
Did Tabor?
No, this was at that strip bar. There was once a place called, it was a lesbian bar up front. The Egyptian Room was kind of the lesbian bar up front. And then there was a strip bar on the side. And in the back of it was a punk rock club. And all of them shared the same bathroom. Right?
Yes.
So you could kind of go to one of them and wander into any of the others. A lesbian bar, a punk rock club, or a strip bar. That was your it's like, oh, look, I magically wandered into 3 for 1, right?
Yeah.
So, great. Yeah, I missed that. That was a neat little situation there.
Yeah.
But yes, Dan and I stripped to our shivvies really to pay tribute to the strippers in the strip bar.
That's right.
As I recall. It was our last gig, and we're kind of like, well, if they gotta work naked, maybe we should too,
Let's strip down. Let's strip down to our skivvies.
But I had a guitar, as I still do, to protect me from being too vulgar, whereas you just decided to go, I won't go super vulgar. I'll keep it Catholic, right? And keep it polite. This is like
Dershowitz.
kind of Dershowitz, almost more like Dean Martin and the Shaggy DA. It was almost more like that, I think. It was kind of...
Wait, was I the Shaggy DA?
You were Dean Martin, yes. You're like, oh, I've got a dog and soap and I'm out of the bathtub. Thing one of those things.
Anyways, taking a step back though, we played Tom's wedding, and that was up at the Shakespeare Garden at the
Rose Garden, yeah.
Rose Garden, up in Southwest.
Yeah. By your family's area, yeah.
A week later, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think a week later, because it was I can't remember the date of their anniversary, but I think it was a week.
In July, I believe.
James Brown played the Rose Garden. That's when I first started doing Rose Garden shows.
No kidding. He played there right after us?
He played there after us.
No kidding. Really? I never heard that.
That day. That's what I.
He was there that day?
I think he might have been there that day.
Are you saying James Brown witnessed Wookiee play live?
I don't know.
That's insane. I never heard that one, man. That's like my dream. Well, who did sit in with us was Steve Nims, right?
Yeah.
And then we bust out some like Middle Fingers tunes and.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah. And of course, Wookiee was kind of a wedding party gig. We did a lot of weddings. Well, we did 2 big ones. We did Adam and Lisa.
Played for Wookiee at one point.
Tom Nims was substituted for me because I was out on a bereavement leave for a lady friend of ours, and
I asked to play guitar, and you never played guitar, right?
Yeah, no, that's we still have some of that show somewhere, and we managed to make it back in time to watch you guys play it, but we weren't there to play it, so it was like it was kind of a bittersweet, cool. And then I came up on the end of it, right, and we all sang Barracuda together, as I recall.
Yes. Barracuda.
A rousing rendition of Barracuda. Barracuda.
We should have done it, but we should have done a reunion and then done Total Eclipse of the Heart. This big eclipse. That would have been a good idea.
I think we got sort of taken by Total Eclipse of the Heart because we nailed that. We were the first ones. If you think about that, that was like, that was Adam and Lisa's wedding in 92, 93, something like that, 93-ish, 94. And like, Bonnie Tyler released that song in 86, is that right?
Yeah.
So we're like about 6-8 years behind, just like with the Star Wars stuff. Yeah. Where this stuff was like, if there was ever a more unpopular time to do Bonnie Tyler or Star Wars, it was when we were doing Wookiee covering Bonnie Tyler. You couldn't have asked for either reference to be more unpopular. And, I think we kind of got put to the side because that one Dan band, I think is what they're called, in Old School just nailed that, right? In Old School, take a fucking look at my heart, and They're each kind of, what the fuck? Did they just, what do you say? Yeah, so, and I have to say, I think, our version of that was out there for a while, so I would not be surprised if we had some influence on all that happening somewhere down the line. At least that's the way I like to think of myself, because I'm a narcissist, I guess, or egomaniac, or I'm just really happy about who I am. Maybe delusions of grandeur, whatever you want to call it, but
I don't
I'm very
think
happy.
I don't think you're an egomaniac. I think it just at the time
Certifiable, maybe.
that you would push when it came to the band. The musical thing.
Yes.
You would push the envelope.
Yes.
I know that part of it was you struggle, and like you have the artist struggle thing, and you're like pushing the envelope because you're trying. You're trying to find that new thing. You're trying to find a new sound, and it was great, a wonderful experiment.
Yeah.
Especially, I want to say this: the great things that ever got out of being Wookiee was the confidence. It was a great confidence builder, because I remember you telling me, I don't know who it was, like Kane Baker or some other band like that.
No, it was Drunk at Abby's. He just passed away recently. Great artist. I did a tribute for him, and
J.R. Pellet?
Yeah, J.R. Pellet passed away a couple of years ago, and Luke and I put a thing together for him. It's on if you go to our YouTube channel, you can see the great J.R. Pellet and this one show, and he used to perform with the Satin Chaps. But yeah, he just passed away about a year and a half ago. But yes, this is the individual, which I've brought up, I think even on the show a few times, about what inspired you to do Wookiee, right? We were at the Belmonts, watching Drunk at Abby's perform right after High Violets opened, Marshall Plan opened.
That's right. You said to me, you see that? You could do that.
Yes.
You can do that. You can sing. It's just like, but I don't know how to sing. It's like, I'll teach you.
I'll make you sing. I need a singer.
It's just
a monkey can sing. Yeah.
Yeah, we did it.
Yeah. I personally feel that music and monkeys and rhythm are all kind of, everyone's got a different sense of it, but everyone's still got it, and everyone's got it in them. And music is a language more than a skill. It's just a matter of how much you want to speak it, right? And so there's people that are more open to it than others. And you get really, once you get comfortable with it, you learn how to speak it, right? Just like poetry and all that.
You do. It's a great, it's a great thing. I mean, because it's just like, it added so much to my life. And I'm sorry, it sounded like
Oh no, the space aliens, Illuminati or aliens? Which is it? Or both? They're the same, aren't they?
Yeah.
J. Edgar Hoover.
It's a lot.
Oh my God.
Your voice now sounds like Rito.
Going somewhere solo?
It's gonna sound like that for the rest of the night. It sounds like,
All right. Well, I guess we've gotten an hour and a half out of you, and Steve and I are thinking about we should probably break this down on your benefit. Did you want to sing with us and with the one back down thing, and then we're gonna go into our closer? Does that work for you? And you just sing along?
I'll do my best, yeah.
All right. Well, it seems like we're pretty close on timing.
What's the closer?
Okay. I want to say thank you to the President Revolution and Variety Hour, and to the wonderful host Jeff Dodge, Steve, it's great to see you. I look forward to seeing you in the future.
Well, yeah, now that I've got this like free non-Zoom format, we could do this, every 3 days or so. We can we can just quit our jobs and do this all day. It'd be great. So, wait, what job? I don't have a job to quit. What do I? This is my job. This is my job. Okay, we're gonna try a little experiment here. We're gonna close this thing out. First of all, I just have to say, the town of Portland. I don't know if you knew this, Dan. Well, let's take one last look at that. Look at that big dog. Look at that beautiful pup. He's only 2 years old. Riley, come support Riley, his second rescue. And he is doing better. He's had the procedure. They just got a lot of money to pay off. We can help out with that. We'd all appreciate that. The Peasant Revolution Band, Dan, and especially Scott and Annika and Riley. So if you've got the spare cents to do that, that would be great. And we're gonna now move on to a little thing here where I like to, where am I going? I want to say that this country has a lot of issues going on right now. And one of the issues is, Dan, maybe you've heard about this, but there's something about the Middle East going on. And school campuses are freaking out, and I can't tell if it's like, I mean, to my understanding, it has something to do with like, what's his face? The Charlie Hales? No, it's that Ted Wheeler. Ted Wheeler is supporting the genocide of Puerto Ricans and Portuguese. And basically anyone in Portlanders, okay? Ted Wheeler is supporting the genocide of Portlanders, Portuguese, and people from Portugal, people from any port city. P people. He's a genocidal maniac. He must be stopped. That Ted Wheeler is, it appears... It appears someone has fallen asleep because we did a 2.5 hour special. But I'll tell you, if that Ted Wheeler, Dan, if that Ted Wheeler ever gets to me, I'll tell him what I'll say. I'll tell him to say goodnight, man. Say goodnight. Betts. Dickie Betts. We miss you, baby. This guy's the man. This goes out to you, Dickie. New little Dickie here. Little Dickie. Thank you, Danny. Thank you, Danny. Thanks to Dan PALODICHUK for joining us tonight. And this goes out to Dickie Betts. Maybe we'll just keep running until next month. That's a possibility. Just keep it on all month. All right, there we go.